Last week, I took a walk in Hong Kong, Apliu Street, Sam Shui Po, which is the place you can get a lot of gadgets, electronic, computer, and wireless. So I walk across the street and find a lot of shops that are doing business with second-hand hi-fi units, the old type of turntable records, and also some second-hand speakers. I spotted a vacuum tube amplifier here, maybe quite expensive. There are other similar second-hand hi-fi speaker shops here. People will just bought one set and then come back and swap it with another set by paying a little bit more money. This is another second-hand shop. Sometimes you can find a lot of good stuff, like this musical instrument from China and a speaker with vacuum tube amplifier inside. It's a lot of records. So records are selling at 100 Hong Kong dollar for two here. And I find this antique gramophone record player. You have to wind it up to play the record. I think they lost the needle already. There is another very old record player. I don't know whether you can play vertical or horizontal. This is a cassette tape recorder player. This is the market leading to Apliu Street. You can see a lot of people doing business. The price of vegetable here is very cheap, and I will visit one of the shop I go to very often, called the $2 shop. That means the cheapest price of a unit of goods there is Hong Kong dollar 2. You can buy almost everything here, from bottles to books, to pens, pencils, and some hardware shop stuff, bowls and dishes, cleaning, cotton. This Apliu Street is located in Sam Shui Po, one of the most populated area in Hong Kong, and there's a lot of old men, elderly people on the streets. Their only leisure is to walk the street and find good stuff. It's like treasure hunting here, especially during the very early morning, like 5 a.m. There are some very early morning shops. It's like a free market. You can find good stuff here, because at that time the people controlling the streets are not yet up for duty, so people just put the stuff on the street and try to sell it. People need to come with a torch to light up and look at the stuff under very faint light. A lot of the stuff being sold here are actually from the rubbish bin. People collect the rubbish, separate them, and find good stuff and resell it to the shopkeeper here to be sold as second-hand. There's a lot of stuff that are new too, but most of the people just come here for the second-hand. It's like treasure hunting. There are also many shops selling the mobile phone, cell phone SIM cards. Before COVID-19, the business is very good because everyone wants to get out and travel to another country, and they need to buy the SIM card to use the mobile phone in overseas. But right now, the business is very poor because everybody is grounded in Hong Kong, and there's no business. This is the traditional barbecue goose, barbecue chicken, barbecue pork shop, and the famous head of the pork. This is a traditional Chinese restaurant selling rice rolls. The sauce that you dip is really nice. It's an electronic component shop that I go to very often, but they close on Sunday, so no luck today. So this is where you come out from, the subway for Sam Shui Po, and there's a lot of famous shops that try to sell you their phones. So don't get too close. They'll just drag you in and didn't let you leave unless you buy their phones. This is all second-hand. You can trade in your mobile phone and try to get a better one. All the trading phones is resold in either China or India or other places. Another IP camera CCTV shop. This one where you can find the watches. They have some watches, some are from the rubbish bin, some are stolen items. Be careful. This is a second-hand hardware shop. You find drills and screwdrivers that are second-hand. There are also these LED lighting shops. You can buy all kinds of LED lightings. I bought some of the ones I used to grow my plants at home from here. This is the other electronic shops where you can find some components, but not much. More second-hand hardware shops for the drills and things like that. You can also buy some fishing rod for fishing, all kinds of stuff here, the fake shrimp prey you can use to get the fish with. More second-hand hardware shops. And then this is an antenna shop. You can get all the radio and television antenna. This is a very special shop for remote controls. You can find all the lost TV remote control, or if your remote control is broken, you can let her fix it for you. This is more CCTV stuff, IP camera. This shop focuses on karaoke, microphone, speakers, amplifiers for you to sing. And they have a whole system with millions of songs. Some of them copyright unprotected songs. And you can choose and sing with the video at home. This shop is famous for the plastic records, and you can choose and pick a lot of records. There are also hawkers on the streets. They just pick up whatever they can find from the rubbish bin and try to resell it to make a living. This is another collection shop for antique or second-hand equipment. You got a lot of different stuff there. This is one of the shops where I go to very often to buy components for crystal radio. This type of piezoelectric buzzer can make a very good crystal earphone. You can also find this type of capacitor. It's good for connecting in parallel with your headphone, so it can smooth out the high frequency signals. This is a very small capacitor for the FM crystal radio. 1N60 is the very famous germanium diode for crystal radio. You can buy this type of chassis for your crystal radio here too. This is another shop that I went to all the time. It's been there for many years, 40 or 50 years. It's a lot of good switches, buttons, some electronic component, diodes, variable resistor, cables, chassis. Some of my radio is built using this type of chassis. They are cheap and look nice. If I need to use some magnet wire or insulator wire, I'll come here to purchase those wires. You see there's a lot. I find the price here is much cheaper than if you buy it from Apliu Street. So the initial purpose of this wire is for making jewelries, fake jewelries, or necklace. But for us, we can just use it for our coil in the crystal radio. This is the end of my video. If you like my video, please click like, subscribe, and share with your friends too. See you next time.